All right, lesson 4-2, solving quadratic equations by graphing. So by the time we're done with this section, we should be able to solve our equations by graphing. And I'm going to show you how to do it by hand and on the calculator. So to start with, again, quadratic equations, those are just our functions that are set to a value. Okay? And then roots or zeros of a function is talking about the solution to a quadratic equation. So if we're talking about finding a root or finding a zero, it means the same thing. We're finding the answer to our quadratic equation, and those will always happen at the x-intercept or intercepts. So when we are solving by graphing, sometimes we will have a graph with two solutions. So when that happens, our U-shape has to intersect the x-axis at least twice. So if it's opening up, it could look something like this. Okay? So where it intersects the axis, those are the solutions. So again, we're calling these the zeros. Or we could say roots. Okay? But really, they're the x-intercepts. So when we're solving, we're finding those x-intercepts. If it has one solution, the zero of our function is going to be right on the x-axis. Okay? So when we're thinking about our U-shape, if we only have one point on the x-axis, this is the vertex. Okay? And again, we are finding, so again, this is called a root or a zero, but we're finding that x-intercept. And then if we have no solution, that means that our U-shape doesn't intersect at all. So it could be sitting above the axis if it's opening up, or it could also be below it. So, but it cannot intersect this x-axis if there is no solution. So again, when we start solving these, we are either finding one solution, two solutions, or no solution. So when we are solving by graphing, it does have to be written in standard form. And again, we're trying to find those x-intercepts, which we are calling either the zeros or we call them the roots of the function. All right, so if we just do a few quick examples. So we're using the graphs to determine the solution. So again, we're just trying to find the points where it's intersecting the x-axis. So we have an intersection here and here. So this is at +1. So we would write x equals +1, comma, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5. So these are the solutions. And we don't want to put parentheses around them because those are two different points. Okay? So this is how we would list it. And then for the second one, so again, looking at it, so it's not intersecting the x-axis at all. So this is one where we would have no solution. And then on this one, so it's only intersecting at this point, so that's at 2. So we would just have one answer at x equals 2. So that would be our final answer. So if you're solving these by hand, you would graph your quadratic equation, and you want to make sure that you have enough nice points to find your x-intercept. And then you would just say what those x-intercepts are. And again, we call those either the zeros or the roots of the function.